So another interesting session with Biz Gear, as usual. I kicked off today's one with the business owner. So a few weeks back, he wanted a more focused plan just for himself. I think because he was feeling like he was kind of letting the process down, even though his side of what we're implementing is not that big, and that's deliberate, because having been doing this for many years, I've figured out that wherever you can get the team to get things done, get the team to get things done. Let the business owner just do business ownery things, whatever they may be. Sometimes they're appropriately focused, sometimes they're distractions. And in this particular business, as I see often I've got a business owner here who's in his very early 60s, reasonably well off. He's running what was a $3 million business, and now we've already turned into a $4 million turnover business in a very short period of time. So it's actually pretty common that you get a little bit of complacency with that sort of profile, and they really, and there's a fair point to the thinking of, well, I employ a team to do things in my business, and a key part of what I'm there for is to help him get the most from his team in terms of having them run that business so that he can have a lifestyle. So that's fair enough. I don't worry too much generally when the business owner isn't he's not super diligent with their task implementation, because we factor that into the way we structure our projects, and all of the core things are getting done anyway. So we're at a point with this project where we've achieved quite a lot in terms of business process improvement and structuring. The sales is definitely tracking in fact ahead of target. So the goals for this project were that we would actually take the turnover within the duration of the project from $3 million to $4 million, which we've already done, and then put the business on a trajectory to 5 million turnover, which it is. But that 5 million turnover we weren't expecting to see. We were being optimistic when we were saying we were expecting to see that within 18 to 24 months at the start of the project, and it's already starting to track pretty clearly in that direction. And then the bigger long-term picture was that with the structures that we put in place, 3 years from now the business would hit the $10 million mark. And we're at the point now where we're sort of moving into the project to put in those final little bits of icing on the cake to set it up for that jump from the 5 to 10, to build the infrastructure, even though it's going to take them a few years to actually probably realise that, because that's significant growth, and that's implementing not completely new processes or activities into the business, but it's structuring and restructuring a lot of the things that they're currently doing, mainly around the sales and marketing. And that's because the processes that we've streamlined so far has already put the business in a position where it can deal with more volume. There's still a lot of opportunities there. We'll see how it pans out over the short term, in terms of whether we launch into a next phase of this, because there are still opportunities, and particularly in terms of systems automation. On a personal level, I I've been delving, as you know, anybody in this game who knows what they're doing should be looking at. I've been delving right into AI, looking at capabilities. In fact, over this weekend, I developed my first live working AI app. Coded it, well, using AI, I coded it. That was a really interesting experience. And obviously the applications for AI in business are huge. There's also a lot of hype and not a particularly clear understanding of what AI can actually do, and AI's shortcomings. AI can actually be a real pain in the butt to work with, but if you get it right, it's really hugely capable, game changing. So yeah, that was sort of dealing with the business owner. I also today got the opportunity to catch up one-on-one with the apparel coordinator. We've properly now fleshed out his role in full detail, which was really useful. He's got there's quite a bit in that, and that there's still now some processes that we've identified that we want to develop there and just fill that out. So that still needs to be done in that side of the business. But at least we've now got some clarity for him around what his role looks like, because he in particular has if you've seen previous posts, you'll know that we've sort of been trying to find the right spot for him within the business. He's got great skills. He understands the business really well. He's a person who can just jump into any area in the business and take control and get things done, which is great to have. But because of that, there's also been a constant temptation to have him do exactly that without actually giving him clarity in terms of defining his role properly. So we've now got that for him, while still retaining the ability to have him assist and guide other parts of the business when it's appropriate. So that's moving in the right direction too. So overall, in terms of the short-term goals for this project, we actually have done pretty well, and we'll see how things pan out in the near term as to whether or not we jump it up to another level. But so far we've managed to achieve pretty much everything that